We rode from the grove, leaving Sinding behind. The wolf swore to stay, to never leave, to never harm another. And as we rode ever closer to Whiterun, I could feel change in the air. Skyrim, no. Tamriel was changing. Perhaps it was myself. I did not yet know, but I pushed these concerns to the back of my mind. For now, I needed to focus on the companions. Whiterun had been many things to me. An early home, then a prison. Now I'm not so sure. But I needed answers. The companions sent me after that prisoner. One would not yet escaped. I fear and feel they know a great deal more. And it is with this apprehension I approached the steps of their hall. But to my confusion and surprise, the hall was empty. Nothing but a note from the town guard. The hall was off limits until the return of the companions. Their members, it would seem, had vanished. I never did become too close with these warriors, yet I felt a wave of loneliness wash over me. I trust their intentions. They would not have left their hall, not like this, unless... No. They will return, and I will be waiting. With our first venture a failure, we continued on through what was left of the night, riding across Skyrim as fast as we could, riding for Skyhaven Temple. Our home, the one true place in Skyrim we could be safe. It was from here I would summon my friends. But first, a conversation was to be had.
We heard the news from Whiterun that you left the city on the back of a dragon. That's a little showy, even for you. Since you're still alive, I assume you have good news to report.
Aye, that I do. The Dover is dead. He shall not be returning. We are safe.
Gods above, that's better news than I had hoped. When you walked into my inn that day, I never imagined where it would all lead. Dragons out of legend, Sovngarde.
You've done it. Just as the prophecy said. I knew you could do it. I believed in you, and yet I still didn't think I'd live to see this day. Thank you. Thank you, Dragonborn. You've done a great service for us all.
There's still the matter of Paarthurnax. I'm not ungrateful for what you've done. Esbern speaks for both of us. But our oath as blades binds us. Paarthurnax must die. There's no excuse now that Alduin is dead.
I'm afraid she's right. I'm deeply sorry that this has to come between us. But just as Paarthurnax's later deeds do not expiate his crimes, your deeds do not allow us to ignore our duty. I hope you will return to us soon, The news that justice has finally been done. With both Alduin and Paarthurnax dead, a dark chapter in history will finally be closed.
Enough! There will be no more talk of Paarthurnax. You speak of his past deeds, you speak of mine. I have committed atrocities of my own, yet here I stand, a hero to the people of Skyrim. I used what I had to do good. And so too has Paarthurnax. All the souls of those I have defeated live on in me. Yet do you seek to kill me? No, not yet. How can you be so sure, so certain of his past? Did you live the years he lived? Or do you stick to your dogma? Those tales passed down generation to generation, breeding more hate, more untrust of these creatures. I do not blame you. You know no better, but before you stands a Dover. So when you speak of killing my kin, you should choose your words wisely. Paarthurnax has suffered enough, and would you put blade to his neck? I shall return the favor. Consider this a warning to the two of you. This place, this sacred ground of yours, that of the Blades, it is as much yours as it is mine. This is my only sanctuary for myself and my family. I would include you in the latter, but only if our path remains aligned. I beg of you, temper yourselves. Think, let rationality win the day, not passions. We have ended one war. Do not seek to begin another. And so began our tense standoff. Delphine and Esbern agreeing to my terms for the time being. Serana sent word for our trusted friends. I knew not where they were, but I would trust that she would find them. And in her absence, I began to remove the accursed object from my face. The mask of Herstian. I feared it had fused to my very being. I pulled, struggled with all my might, nearly losing all hope, and then finally, release. But though it was removed from my face, the artifact was still bound to me. I could feel it, like veins, tendrils attaching to my soul. This was a part of me, like any other, and would remain with me in one way or the other. With the return of Serana came the return of my blade. The Redeemer, the Slayer of Alduin, was in my possession once again. I had feared the blade had been lost, yet Serana is far too cunning for that. And she had found them. Orisa, Inigo, our old band back together once again. They had many questions and I had little answers, but of what I could tell them was why they had been summoned. Barak, the pretender in the east, had not relented. More fanatics poured across the border every moon. We would put a stop to this once and for all. We rode from Skyhaven to Windhelm, to Ulfric's seat of power, where the machines of war had begun to stir once again. The uneasy peace was slipping. It was there a ship awaited us that would take us across the sea, take us to Solstheim, the supposed location of this Barak and his fanatics. It would be the first time I'd sailed since arriving on these shores. The captain took some convincing, unwilling to return to the place, swearing it was cursed. But I know a thing or two about curses, and a little extra gold convinced him to take us. And so we left these shores, left Skyrim behind, sailing off the map, traveling into the unknown. I should feel fear of some kind, yet I feel joy to be reunited with my family, my friends, my companions. And so turns the next page. The hunt for Marak begins.